Game Clique. But let's talk about what I think the current GOTY is. And I don't throw that word around. I don't throw that word around crazy.
Well, let's get it all out there.
Hey, Joseph Ferris got another bang on his hands, man. He won GOTY already with It Takes Two. What was it, like 4 or 5 years ago? He got another banger right here with Split Fiction.
Didn't he get nominated or was like really close to it with the his first game? No Way Out?
A Way Out. I always want to call it No Way Out because of the WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah. I saw a whole steel cage and everything. Yeah.
But yeah, A Way Out, and then before that, Brothers. Yeah.
I even know.
Brothers was like the top-down isometric view one, where you could play co-op with somebody. Oh, come on, man!
I didn't know.
It's cool. It's cool for his first effort.
It just reminds me for everybody. Every time someone says like, "Oh, games are just so samey nowadays," it's like, "What are you playing?
Exactly.
What are you doing? Like, what are you looking at?"
It's
just so many options.
It's always a Call of Duty NBA 2K hit ass that's saying that.
So I like you be, and especially a lot of the streamers, the bigger streamers, like y'all could introduce your audience to these smaller, more creative games, and those games just thrive, and you put them on. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Yes.
Yeah.
It Takes Two. What's the name of the game?
Split Fiction, It Takes Two, A Way Out, and Brothers before that. But so I'm glad you brought up smaller games. So I guess the popularity of It Takes Two helped with this game. Split Fiction sold 1 million copies in the first 48 hours. So that's crazy for a game of I don't know what the budget is for this one. I'm pretty sure EA threw a lot of money at them after It Takes Two.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
yeah. Look at EA not doing evil for once.
Good thing.
They're still doing evil.
Wow.
Try to mask it. Doing a little bit of right. Like, hey.
Slight interjecting. Battlefield leaks are looking kind of good too. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Look at this hand. This hand's doing cool stuff. It's doing cool.
Right.
What were you about to say, Carl?
What about EA being evil?
About Split Fiction.
Oh no, I just said that. All I said was that it looks like they put a fair amount of money into it, and it feels like every game that he's done kind of felt like a step up from the last game. It kind of kept that same like, hey, you two need therapy. Sit down and play this game.
It's cheaper than therapy. Should be the game series.
$40. Actually, I think it's 50. It's 40 or 50. Definitely cheaper than therapy.
Hey, that's
split two ways.
That's about
yes, and
$25 cheaper.
And that's another cool thing. I really wish it's crazy to me. Well, it's not crazy because I can understand from a business standpoint why a lot of people haven't adopted this business model. But the whole giving away like the friend pass thing, so only one of you between two friends need to buy a copy of the game.
Yeah, it's risky.
It's such a cool idea, and it clearly has not hurt their sales if they sold 1 million copies in 2 days.
Sorry,
I
didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah. So with any of these Joseph Ferris Haze Light games, I mean, I think he started it with A Way Out, but you can download what's called a friend pass, which is basically like a demo version of the game. And as long as you have a friend who has the full game, you can use that to play the full game with them.
Bars.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope, actually.
Yeah.
Man, it's just jumping in a random Discord service like, hey.
Honestly.
Play Split Fiction?
I'm getting desperate.
You got it, all right?
I am getting desperate.
That's the pickup line.
I got it.
Low key.
Bro, you got it.
You be sleep.
Well, sometimes you gotta wake me up, my brother. I've been going through some things.
Amen.
I need that therapy.
So about Split Fiction, you play as freaking Mio and Zoe. They're two authors, but one author specifies in sci-fi, and the other one specialty is fantasy. And they both got called up for what they believe is a publishing deal with this big publisher. Come to find out, he ends up being like this big evil corporate dude who's using this machine, which has no name. They just keep referring to it as the machine. Very weird. And he's plugging authors up to it and stealing their ideas.
That's climate, sir.
Yeah, he's Joseph Fair is I do like how he doesn't shy away from political discourse. I would wish that he would practice a little nuance. Like when he wants to make a point, he is like, bam! Like he wants you to understand.
Foot on the pedal.
Let him do him, bro.
No, I'm not mad at him. I'm just glad it's being talked about. But
for sure,
there is no subtlety in what he is comparing things to. But
he's not a subtle person.
He is not a subtle person.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what they gave him this past Game Awards to bring him down from his normal.
Yeah. So do y'all remember the first time he popped up when he dropped A Way Out? I don't even know how to.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't even know how the conversation came about, but he was given the mic to talk about something, and he just was like, "Yeah, fuck the Oscars."
Well, was this before or after the slap?
No, it was before the slap.
This was before the slap.
Okay. I don't know why he said it.
Hey, no,
I might agree. That was the year when like everybody was boycotting it, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
I don't know why they were boycotting it. I don't know why. I tried to figure out why they were boycotting it when I was like, I remember hearing him do that.
Oh, I think it
like
was
watching the awards like this.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What are you saying? Why? Well, hell.
What were you about to say, Len?
No, I was just saying, I think it was something about the Oscars so white, I believe.
Oh, you're right. That was what it was.
Fair.
Yeah. What we were alluding to, and if you're watching this or listen to this podcast, you probably already know at least this much about Split Fiction. Is Split Fiction, like most Haze-like games, you cannot play single player. You have to play co-op, which I like because it does kind of, in a day and age where those kind of games don't exist, like split screen co-op, co-op with friends kind of isn't a thing, at least not to the prevalency that it was like a decade or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard, at least for me, to get on the same time space as a friend and get on here and play this, like what I've heard is a 12, 14-hour game. Very hard. And you can't play this with randos.
Yeah.
You have to play this with a friend.
I said my bad, bro.
No, it's not. I'm not shading you.
Hitting me in the back with the chair.
Some friends just don't be available. You know what I mean?
Ledger's got an excuse. He's 3 hours behind.
Okay, like I got school right after this. But no, I was actually thinking about buying it for myself and my partner. So I'm just like, hey,
it's a cool game.
When it goes fun's done, I'm gonna get it.
I got it ready to go.
I'm ready. Not tonight, because I'm definitely gonna go to sleep after this.
But now you go to sleep. I'm gonna be up now.
Now the table's turned.
The table's turned.
Before we play Split Fiction, I think we gotta go play It Takes Two first.
Honestly, I'm with it because I have not finished It Takes Two yet for the same excuse, for the same reason. But I do have that.
I think we need that because we not on the same page, champ.
You know they end
Used to
up.
be on the same page.
Spoiler alert: they still end up getting divorced at the end of It Takes Two.
Yeah.
The divorce still happens. So,
Well,
But it's an applicable, amicable joint. We split up, but we're cool.
yeah, we're friends.
I remember when that game was revealed. That was a good reveal.
Yeah,
It Takes Two.
yeah, that was a very cool game. Same thing with Split Fiction. The one thing, so I've played about 5 hours at this point of Split Fiction, and it's again a 12 to 14-hour game. It's such a breath of fresh air, and I get that's such a cliche phrase that's overused, but I really think it's apt for Split Fiction, where everything is trying to be super realistic, everything's trying to be uber cool. They want to be like grunge, and we're shooting things, we're like omni moving, and like, you know what I'm saying? But like Split Fiction is just, it just wants to be fun. And the main focus is he wants every single moment of this game, you are doing something fun. And it comes across like instantly in Split Fiction. And it's just, it's so cool. So the main selling point, or the thing that makes Split Fiction, the selling point, what makes it different than everything else, is, like I said earlier, one author is a fantasy author, the other author is a sci-fi author. And because of the machine, it malfunctions, and now we are in kind of like a blend of both of their minds. So some levels are fantasy based, some levels are sci-fi based. And because of that blend, the biomes, the environments of each level change. I don't want to say rapidly, because each segment is maybe like 10-ish, 15 minutes long. But nothing sticks around long enough to where you feel bored. Like one moment you are like riding these Tron-inspired cycles, and then the next moment you are pigs with like fart. It's crazy. It is so.
Wow.
It is so.
It sounds video gamey.
Yeah, like that's
video game.
It's a video game as video game, and I love it for that. And it's legit fun, and he does such a good job. I don't want to say he, because Hazelight is more than just Joseph Ferris, but they do a good job of tutorializing something without legit putting you in a tutorial. Split Fiction has so many different gameplay mechanics, and you feel like you're doing something different every time. Like I said, there's a segment where you're riding a motorcycle. There's a segment where like you're sand surfing on a big ass beast. There's another one where like you're flying these spaceships, and your partner is like controlling the turret, shooting. And it never has to take a break to teach you how to do it. Like you just intuitively know how to do all these things. And I think that's why these games are always in the GOTY discussion, because it's when people, I don't want to say people as a blanket statement, but a lot of people who are disappointed by what wins GOTY, they're always looking at it as, this is not the game that I enjoyed the most this year. But I don't think GOTY is about that. Like GOTY is more so from a game design aspect. This game either revolutionized something or changed the way, at least in the modern day, that we look at video games. Like how Astrobot last year proved that you can make a A-tier platformer and not be Nintendo.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Kinda. I'm just being difficult.
Listen, I'm waiting for Xbox to do Psychonauts 3 so they can get on in there as well.
They kind of got snubbed with 2, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. We'll see.
But I think the problem with that was it was too much time between
the
2 games. Like
well,
people that really wanted it wanted it. The people that played it, the first one was just like, yo, like this was pretty good. Kind of moved on. And they was like, oh, it's bad.
There was a big documentary. I won't say big. They put it on their own YouTube channel. It was self-published, but it was about their the development cycle of Psychonauts 2 and the kind of troubles that they went into and how Double Fine kept running out of money and developers kept quitting, and basically Microsoft saved Psychonauts 2 and saved Double Fine when they purchased Double Fine.
That's wild work, because I do believe they did the same thing with like Killer Instinct. Like almost the exact same thing. Because Killer Instinct's YouTube channel has its own little document. Troubles trying to coming back in hard work.
People in the fighting game community be like, when's Marvel? I'm always like, when's Killer Instinct? Where is it?
Yes.
Give it. Find someone to make it. We're not topic.
Because I was about to go through a whole thing like, what this should be, how all fighting games make their fighting game.
I would,
and don't give it the NRS. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
I would like to see a proper Killer Instinct where like legit everything is on one disc. It's not like freaking microtransaction-y, free-to-play-y.
That's all right.
It was a good middle ground.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this as briefly as possible,
please.
More.
All fighting games from here on out should have a free-to-play version of it where you hop in, you get a base character that comes with the game, and then you get a couple of rotating characters, and that will get people into your games without them having to buy the full thing. And if they do want to buy the full thing, they could do it later for a smaller price. If you do that, you'll sell just as many copies, maybe even more, because now those people that don't have all the characters might want all the skins for the character that they do have. So now they're spending money on DLC too.
Sounds like that'll allow
as briefly as possible. Yeah.
I think that'll have as a decent system. It's a lot of cosmetics. I like
it's way too
just being able to access it.
It's so many people put it in a negative light. The way they do it. But yeah. See, briefly, got you.
Split Fiction is worth buying.
Listen, I'm buying it. At least this, if not this month, next month.
It is
I'm ready.
It is so good. I promise you, it is not a niche thing that I only recommend to. If you like platformers, get this. If you want to play a fun ass game with a friend, and another cool thing about it is you don't see split screen like that anymore. And whether you're couch co-op or whether you're playing online, the game is split screen. And the fact that the game looks as good as it looks and runs in split screen almost flawlessly is an achievement, because what a lot of people don't understand is when a game is split screen, you are running that same game twice. So that's why a lot of games don't do that, because consoles most of the time can't handle it. And everybody just, I always see so much demand. What took so long for Halo Infinite to get split screen? Why is it such and such game? Why can't you play Call of Duty split screen? Because you can't. The console can barely run it once.
Yeah. It's going at 60.
Yes.
Holding. You want 120
yes.
with the bells and whistles, and you want the grass to sway when you sings,
right.
And it needs to be a hurricane and daylight cycle and all this kind of stuff. It's a lot of expectations in gaming
that's going to be that's definitely going to be our next episode. It was originally going to be this week's episode if I hadn't remembered that Mario Day was this week, but we definitely need to talk about how games are overhated and how some gamers need to temper their expectations when it comes to their demands for hyper-realism, but we'll get into that.
Oh, just briefly, I would say even just like with GTA 6, people are like, it's gonna cost $100. It's like, what are your expectations for this game?
Right.
Mine are just, it's gonna look good.
Yeah.
Gonna be doing some cool shit.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't expect any sort of like gameplay evolution.
No.
You know. But
My only expectations for GTA 6 is that you follow the train triple C's.
Oh, follow the train.
wow.
Get Split Fiction, y'all. I hope I did that game justice. The game is good.
No, you didn't. I was thinking about buying it, but now I'm sure again.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play it.
And I'm buying my Thunder when I can.
Well. I'm gonna run into this issue where I'm just gonna be replaying the same 3 hours with different people. I'm gonna be restarting the game with different people every time. I'm never gonna beat it.
Look, we're gonna get you a big old thing of coffee. We're gonna give me like a 16-pack of Monster Energy drinks, bro. Some whiskey, some beers, man. We gonna bang it out and one go. I just need you.
That the whole day.
I just need a good amount of hours and maybe like a nap.
I'm with it,
bro.
I'm with it. Why would you do that?